And
Okay.
what you do.
Woo, child. Okay. So my name is Sunny. I am what you consider your whole healing homie. You know, everyone got that one person that got their back and the one that can get them together, but also is like that really strong support. And so I like to just phrase myself as the whole healing homie. I am a whole healing advocate. Hello. I'm a whole healing advocate. And so for me, literally, I really just promote people becoming aware of the need for their healing journey and then being assertive in their journey. And so just connecting people to resources. One of the ways I do that to promote that message has been like through some of my merch, the Heal merch.
Yes, which I
I
love.
am the C. Thank you. I'm the CEO of Heal Girl Heal. So, which the name in itself tells you what it's all about. It's about healing. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to fully surrendering and what that brings to me for that. And yeah, so thank you for having me.
Okay. And Nurse Diva B is here to support you. Okay, you
Woo,
better
woo.
show up for your
Okay,
girl.
Brittany. Look.
And so for all of the Sunny supporters, all the Heal Girl Heal tribe members, my name is Jada. It's so good to have you guys here in our space. I am a soul care strategist, which is something I coined myself because I just really noticed that there's a gap for, especially for creatives, to have a process where they can really discover who they are and just to really express themselves fully as somebody who is a creative at heart. Fashion is like my love. That's my first love when it comes to things that I've done like creatively. But I was just really afraid to step out and believe in myself and to really, do what made me feel good because it was so different. I love repurposing clothes. And that was what I felt like really was resonating with me. But like, that's not what you do in the fashion industry. Like, dude, that's not normal. And so I always had that place where it's like, man, what I love to do isn't what's the norm. And so I'm stepping into a new space now as a soul care strategist and just really teaching people that process to believing in yourself and taking a chance on yourself. And I am excited for it. Everybody who follows me already knows they're like literally on the journey with me. So like everything that I'm going through, I'm documenting it and making sure that I share it with people so that they can see that it's possible. So
Right.
that's a little bit about me.
You said something, if I can interject.
Uh-huh.
Look, y'all, for those of you all who don't follow her, please follow Jada. I'm telling you all, it is this outfit that I'm like, dude, oh girl, cold. She cold with it. She redid this Adidas outfit, girl. I'm surprised Adidas has not contacted you to try to contract with you because that outfit was so unique and so cold that I was just like, oh, she has a gift. She's talented. So like, if y'all don't follow her because she has some gems. But it was something you said that I want to interject on when you were like, oh, it's not the norm. And I feel like that's where God is shifting us. Like, no more
Yes.
business as usual. Like, he got enough people being usual. You know what I'm saying? It's enough normality out here. And when it comes to things, I read or saw this post from, it's a girl named Ty Speaks, I believe her name is.
Yeah.
And what she said was, and ever since I read it, I promise you, it has really blessed my soul. One of the things she said was that if you've ever felt like the black sheep, you're not the black sheep.
Yeah.
You're just the blueprint. You're the blueprint.
Okay.
You're not the black sheep. You're the blueprint. So, girl, let yourself be the blueprint. Change up the
Thank
industry. We need
you.
that. We need that. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. That was so encouraging. Oh, thank you, Nurse Diva B. Thank you, Janelle. How's your mental? Thank you so much, y'all. Y'all are already just like making this space so fun and inviting. And I want you guys to know that the way that Sunny and I met is so unique because it literally like doesn't make any sense. So if you are familiar with Sarah Jakes Roberts, she has a Woman Evolve podcast, Woman Evolve community, all of that stuff. She put up a post during May for Mother's Day. And she was like, if there's any women who are mothers who would like to share their story. Drop your story here and do it. And so I was looking and I was like, man, oh, okay. I mean, I kind of want to do this, but I've been a mother for 4 years. Like how much can I really say? You know, like I feel like there's probably people who are more qualified than me. But I went ahead and I just did it. I put up my story and it was submitted. And so they finally, you know, a couple of weeks go by, they posted, and you know, I'm like really excited. And then I look and there's this woman on here, company's Heal Girl Heal, and she's like really supported my video. And I was like, who is this woman? And so I ended up going to her page and I saw all of the merchandise that she had. I saw her mission, her vision. I listened to her story about being a mother. And what resonated with me especially is that she was a single mother before. She's married now, okay, whole wife, but she was a single mother, okay. And I was like, man, that's so cool that we have that in common. And I loved how she really is just like, she just breaks things down for you. So like, I feel like in my video, I was really just like open and sharing my experiences, but she gave you tips. She was like, I'm not just going to tell you my story. I'm going to give you takeaways that you can apply to your life. And even if you're not a mother, you can still use the tips that she gave you. And so we've been like rocking with each other ever since. Like we just talked to each other on Instagram. And so I was really excited because I finally have an opportunity to connect with her. My son's coming in here, y'all. Give me a second.
That's all right.
Down a little bit. Right. So talking about being
that's a part of mommyhood.
Yes. But I was so excited because we finally got a chance to connect with one another. And so I'm interested, Sunny, to hear what that was like for you, like on your end, like us connecting and everything. And even for you putting up your video and submitting it.
Woo, child. Woo. The whole, you know, here's the deal. Like, even that submission was like a whole faith move. It was like me stepping out, because I went to RTL Chicago. I went to the Refuse to Lose tour in Chicago when she had it. Woo, girl, I rebought the replay. So like I was there, and I'm still gonna listen to the replay tomorrow. So hey, but no, it was amazing because I had a lot of hurdles to get through, like just mental, spiritual, and like little things that were trying to discourage me from getting there. And I kept saying, like, I gotta be there. And when I got there, it was clear as day why I had to be there. By the time it was over, it was this experience and I had been to the first one, the night in the wild. So I'm, you know, but to experience that again, I'm telling you, I feel like it unleashed me in ways that I was like, God was waiting on me. I realized, like, look, you better surrender, because you're going to keep being frustrated if you don't decide to surrender to his will for your life, his strategy for your life. And it was just amazing. And got to meet her, got to take a picture with Touré and Cora, and got to see Dr. Anita. So that experience was great. And so I kept saying, God, if you open the doors, I will walk through them. I think for me, a lot of times it'd be like, oh, open the door. But this time it was like, God, if you open doors, I'm going to walk through the doors that you open. And for when I saw that post, I was like, I debated whether I was going to do it, because it was talking about money issues. And my biggest thing is whenever I talk about a story, I really believe that you don't have to expose other people in order to tell your truth and the wisdom that you will get from, that you've gotten from your story. I don't believe and I believe there's still a way to do things in grace and cover people, and so I just was like, okay, how do I do this? How do I say what I need to say? But it all worked out in the end. And then when I saw your story, because you went first, you was the first one. I'm telling you, you was one of the first ones. Between you and Kayla, y'all was the first day. I remember that because I was nervous. Oh my God, what is it gonna look like? Oh my God, what's gonna happen? And you were the first one, and it was just something I could just tell when you were speaking. I was like, she is speaking from the whole heart right now. Like, she is so authentic. This is this was genuinely her story, and it resonated with me because I was a single mom, and because I felt like that last child that I had, it did something for me emotionally, but it definitely did something for me mentally and spiritually that I needed. And so being able to just reach out to you, let you know, like, girl, I loved it because I felt like you were just so vulnerable and so open with sharing. And I was just like, oh, I'm connected to her. I feel her heart. I feel her heart on this one. I feel her heart. So I just wanted to reach out to you and just thank you for sharing, you know? So, yeah.
I'm so glad that you did. I love how yours. Okay, because when I watched your video, I was fully under the impression I was like, oh, she does this. Like this is just like that. She does it on a regular. Like she's out here. She's always out, like doing videos and stuff. Because it was just so, it was just so well done. So I had no idea that it was like, nah, this was like a push for me too. And
Yes.
when you reached out to me, it just really made me it just really resonated with me because like like I said before, like that was like my first time really talking about being a mom. And it was crazy because the way that I started the video was the hardest thing for me to say. Like I
Yeah.
am a mother. And I was like tearing up thinking about it because I
Yeah.
was like, man, like why is that so difficult for me to own up to and like to really accept and embrace it? And it was like, as I was talking, I realized, I was like, dang, girl, like it's a whole lot that was going on inside. And so when I heard you, like when you just connected with me and told me that you watched my video and encouraged me, I was like, man, that's all I
Yeah.
needed. Like if no one else watched my video, I feel like it was just for this moment for us to be able to connect and get to
Girl.
know each other a little better. Cause I was fully
Woo.
expecting to be like one of those, okay, we're gonna comment and that's gonna be it. Leave it
Yeah.
alone now. But it's like, no, like we actually have maintained some form of contact ever since then. And that was May. And like again, like y'all, we don't know each other like that. Like we
Nope.
met through the videos. And so I was just like, I think it's just so crazy because even watching you and seeing what you're doing, has just encouraged me. And like merchandise, your merchandise really is what like really caught my attention again because you think about mental health and you think about healing, and I feel like it can be kind of daunting. But what I've been noticing as your clothes are becoming more popular, because I'm seeing people and your stuff, and it's just like
You
really
did it.
spreading the message. Yes, and I love the shirts, I love the logos, I love how you have so much to choose from, but it just makes it more accessible. And I like how bold you are with it because it's just like makes a statement. It's so simple,
Yeah.
heal. It's so simple. And so I wanted to just ask you about, like how did it really like, how did you really birth heal? Like where did it start? Where did it come from?
Honestly, like, so the healing journey started for me years ago. And it really started, honestly, I feel like my healings, the need for the healing stemmed from like my own family, like trauma that I've had. And then, to be honest, some church trauma. And like from that, it like, when you get to a point where I felt like for me, God allowed me to see, look, you are hurt and you're making decisions out of hurt that are contrary to like what you know. You know what I mean? And are
Mm,
contrary to who you want to be. And even when you went live, I think you went live in May, and when you were talking, you were doing like a late night series, and you were just kind of just talking about like how you got in the position you were, and how things unfolded in like the situationship. And that was like, for me, remember I said I had become a person that I never, ever thought I would be. And not
mm,
out of pride, but because I was literally at a point where I was settling for things just for the sake of it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And it was like, it was not me. It just wasn't me. And so it started back then. But literally, I kept feeling like, for years, even while I was carrying my son, I was like, man, God gonna have me do a event, like a conference that stems for people who have been victims of molestation or abuse. I thought it was all going to be about that. And so I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I keep hearing it's like heal, girl, heal. Like, dang, girl, dang. I'm like, what? Okay, heal, girl, heal. I'm like, okay, well, okay, I hear you. Like, okay.
Right.
So, but when he gave me the acronym, I was like, oh, I gotta move with this. You know what I'm saying? I gotta move with
Yeah.
this. And so, like, for me, you know how you go through the creative phase, you like, man, should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? What do you want people to get when they see that word, or when they see your and I just wanted them to see heal. And I feel like sometimes the word itself, like you said, can be daunting. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why it was in lowercase, because it's like it's bold, but it's so gentle, but it's so necessary. Like, I need you to
Yeah.
receive it, but I need you to be willing to do the work. You know what I mean? And so, like, to
Mm-hmm.
be honest, he had dropped it in my spirit. I put it on a shirt. I wore it to the Sarah Jakes Refuse to Lose thing. And people were like, I love your shirt, period. Girl, how can I get that? I'm like, okay, give me your information. And then I literally, I received a word while I was there, like literally to Ray. I was waiting to meet with him. He was like, that shirt is dope. I was like, like this, like what?
Right.
He was like, that's a real dope shirt. I'm serious. Girl, I was so stuck that I didn't even say, like, these are mine. I can get you one. I was just like, thanks. And then from that, I felt like that was all the affirmation I needed. Like, because who tells you, like, your shirt is dope and it's you the creator, and then you don't even respond, right?
Right.
So, but like from that, it basically, I just kept being led by God. And what you're seeing now is literally me being obedient and following where God is leading me. I have this saying that the best way to experience a move of God is to move with God. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like what you're seeing is a result of me being surrendered and saying, I'm going to move with you. If you lead me, I will follow. Every door you
Yeah.
open, I'm willing to go through the door. And so, yeah. So I promote this. We do the Heal Grow Heal event every year, which I feel
Yeah.
like is a summit that it normalizes the fact that we all have something to heal from.
Right.
And so, yeah, I could go on and on, but yeah.
Yes, I see Nurse Diva B said is she's quoting you saying the best way to experience a move of God is to move with God. And I think that that's
Yeah.
so beautiful because it really is one of those things where I know for me, I'm like definitely I like to have control. Like I want to know how it's going to work out. I want to know what steps we're going to have to take to get there. You need to give me the whole outline, the blueprint before I say yes. Like, like, and like, what's next? Like, we can't, like I can't just go with this until I have some more information. But like I definitely believe that even for a lot of people, and like let me know if you guys can relate to this, like put a hand up or something, let me know if you can relate to this. But this whole year has definitely been showing us that God is sovereign. Like we can't force his hand, we can't tell him what to do. All we can really do is just go with it because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And it's
That's right.
always been like that, honestly. But we really don't know. Like now it's just more evident. Like we really don't know where things are going to move. But it's just so good to see that even before, quarantine happened, you've already been moving in this space where I'm just going with what God says. And I'm
Yeah.
I'm just sitting back and seeing just how much he can do with my yes. And
Yeah.
you have an entire line of clothing and merchandise that speaks to this, and I think that that's so dope. And I'm just curious to know, how has this year been for you in terms of healing? Like, have there been things that maybe came up that you were like, oh, that's still there? Or, and if it's something that, is a little personal, of course, you don't have to share that. But I'm just,
Oh.
wondering if there's something that you would feel comfortable sharing with us. Like, what's been going on with you in your healing process?
I think for me and my healing process, if I'm like just totally transparent, and I think even being transparent is a form of your healing, and you got to know who to involve and why you're involving and when to release. But for me, I would say one of the biggest things that I've noticed kind of feels like, ooh, when it comes to my healing is, me not struggling with like, like my weight size and feeling like I was jumping through some hurdles related to my health. And I think for me, that was something that I've been more conscientious about.
Mm,
Not conscientious as in like, oh, I'm so down or I'm so out about it, but it's something that is like, oh, what do you mean you don't want to go live unless you're in this or you're dressed this way? What? You've never been one to do that. Like if you have something to say, girl, you have something to say. Like, what
right.
do you mean you don't want, you've been delaying your branding photos because you don't feel like you have this size and this. What do you mean? Like, and so
Mm,
for me, that was a place where I had to get to that honest and that examination. Cause I walk through whatever I tell y'all to walk through. I'm real like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm real like
right.
that. So if I'm gonna tell you to do it, best believe it's gonna hit me. And I'm constantly in the process of wanting to be better, just because I know we always have work to do. You know what I'm saying? There's never a point of arrival unless we gone. That's just my mindset. And
Hmm.
so it's like, okay, for me, I felt like that was one of the things that I had to say, okay, this was bothering me. Let me examine it. Even if you don't know exactly how your action is going to be, you know what I'm saying? A lot of
Yeah.
times we don't know what the action is going to actually be, but just starting off at being totally honest about what is bothering you, being willing to step in and say something is bothering me. I feel some kind of way. I don't know where it's coming from, but I
Hmm.
feel some kind of way. You know what I mean? And for
Yep.
me, I've been honestly and examining those for me, that was a part of my healing that I feel like was new this year.
Hmm.
Um, and I will say I did take some action just in case somebody want to know.
Okay.
I did, but I'm still, and I think this is important to note, even though it is an acronym and I say honestly, examine, act, and love, it is repetitive. You can
Mm,
bounce between things, and it doesn't mean that you're not still walking in your healing or being effective in your healing if you're not at the love part. You know what I'm
that's
saying? Or if
good.
you're at honesty and examination. You got to move with what is true for you. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm,
can't allow people to force your healing process or force your healing journey. It's got to be your own. And so I just want to make sure I said that because I think sometimes we think in our minds that once we see a problem, we know it's the problem, we get tackling it right away. But it's like sometimes there's still so many layers to peel back
right.
that it's really just constantly examining or constantly being honest, because it's like, oh wait, that's there and that's connected to that. Okay, that's there and that's connected to that, you know.
Yeah.
But I did go ahead and sign up for some virtual working out, and I have been doing that.
Yes. Give her some
So
hearts,
yeah.
y'all. Okay.
And
Congratulations. That is
I
so
did lose
good.
5 pounds. I do want to say that. I have lost
Okay.
5 pounds in the last 5 weeks. So, but yeah, so.
Okay. Sis put it in action for real. That is so good.
Look,
Congratulations.
y'all gotta look, cover your girl, cover your homie. Have my back, y'all. Have my back. 'Cause, this Rona out here real. And when you work in mental health, sometimes it's hard to practice that self-care.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That is so dope. Congratulations again. I'm just really excited. And I definitely am believing God for some supernatural results in this just because of you saying yes. Like I believe just like he's moving in your business, that he's gonna be moving in this journey for you, this health journey. And it's gonna be like never before. Like never before. I really believe that because I mean, if you think about it, like this is one of the most challenging times to really take, like, really put yourself first. Like we are really, a lot of us
Yeah.
are having a difficult time with it, but you are still doing it. You're still taking them steps in faith. So I believe
Girl,
that
I'm
for
trying.
you. I believe it for
Thank
you.
you.
It's already done. That is
Thank you.
awesome. And I just wanted to share, for me, the healing for me has definitely been in my confidence. Like
Okay.
man, and the thing that's crazy is like leading up until March, I was like, you think I'm good, like I'm confident I can go ahead and do this now, like I don't need any more work on that, let's move on to the next step, like I'm good. And it's been coming up again and again this year. It's like, no, like you said, this is deeper than what you thought it is. Like there's layers to this, and there's levels to the healing process when it comes to your
Yes.
confidence, because that's something that we can all relate to in some aspect. You know, like insecurity
Yes.
comes up, and we have to go back and remind ourselves who we are, who God is. And
Yes.
then, you know, sometimes we struggle with it and we try to resist going into what it is that we are supposed to. But you know, for me, transitioning, not like completely giving up fashion design, but it's just not my focus in this moment.
Mm.
And you know, stepping into being a speaker and to just like talking about myself. Like I'm not just showing you clothes, I'm talking about me now. Like, do you like me? Like I don't know. And so that's been like the biggest challenge, and just staying consistent in that, because sometimes I show up and then I'll be like, oh, I'm out now. Bye.
Yes.
So, you know, like being consistent in it and like actually building it up into what it is that, you know, God said that it would be. So that has been mine all the way. It's just like, okay, are you going to be
Yeah.
confident? Are you going to still be consistent when you see somebody else doing what you want to do? But you know that there are some things you have to work on to get to that point, because,
Yeah.
oh, the comparison will be like on a whole nother level, especially when it comes to social media. It's just like, it's all up
Ooh.
in your face, you know?
Yes.
Thank you, Nurse Diva B. I appreciate
Yes.
that so much, because you know it really is a challenge. It's a challenge. And then when you have a business like you know, where you have to be the face of it, where you have to show up, and you know, sometimes you be looking crazy, or like you said, like you're just like, ugh, like my lashes are not on today, like my eyebrows are not cooperating. But you know, still really showing up and doing it anyway is definitely a challenge. But
It
it's been
is.
showing me, like, if you really want this, you're gonna have to do your part. And so that has been
Yes.
my process. It is still my process. So if I
Girl,
say I'm gonna do
mine
something,
too.
I don't show up, y'all, you already know you can come in my inbox and be like, Jada.
Hey, look, Felice, you on here? I will come for you. I'm telling you, I come for everybody that's on here that knows me. Y'all better tell her I will come for y'all. I will come for y'all when y'all not what?
Yes.
Because I thought somebody said off. Because I off. Okay. Yes.
Okay. All right.
I
All right.
was like, what? But
All right.
no, I totally can relate that. Yes. And let me tell you this. You have definitely your confidence. I've been peeping it because I seen the TikToks you've been putting out, gang, gang, and throwing it back and rolling. I'm like, ooh, ooh. I said, okay, I see you. I see you. I'm like, she definitely out. I was like, I'm looking, I was like, ooh, her brand. I said, oh, she out here doing her thing. She getting it from the camera more. I said, yes. You getting dressed, walking across the camera more. I see you, but no, seriously, I'm proud of you, and I'm so happy for you. And what you were saying, for real, about the confidence and trying, because when you were speaking about like, man, staying encouraged to stay the course, even when you see other people doing certain things that you know is like, dang, that's where I was going with it. I realized, I promise you, because just last October, I was in this spot where I was like, man, I feel like I'm about to quit, because I feel like every time I get one step ahead, here goes somebody else I see doing it. And my biggest thing is struggling with imposter syndrome, you know? And
Mm.
I'm like, man, I don't want nobody thinking I'm copying them. Part of it was coming out of pride, but
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, I remember being in this spot last October, and one of my sorors was like, actually two of them, one of them was like, look, they always tell you, if you're ever afraid to do something because somebody else is doing it, walk down the bread aisle or walk down the makeup aisle. There's
Mm-hmm.
so many different variations of it, but yet they still exist and they're all doing their own thing. And I'm like, okay. And so, like, literally, don't worry, sis. We got this. Our lane is our lane. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I start telling myself, you talking about healing? Right. Because I'm not so arrogant to think that the only person that can help somebody out their situation or help somebody through their journey is me. We
Right.
all, it's so much. God wants to use us all. So those who are sent for me will connect with me, and those
Mm-hmm.
who I'm sent to or those who I'm supposed to connect to will connect. I'll connect with them. So don't
Right.
worry about it. We good. We good.
Okay, I love that. Thank you for the encouragement. And thank you guys in the
Yeah.
comments so much for the
Yes.
encouragement. Let me
They
know
going
if you
ham.
guys can relate to, 2020 trying to get you, put a just put like a me in the comments to let me know if this can resonate with you, because I know that, I mean, first of all, I always feel like if I'm going through it, I'm not alone. Like that's my
Absolutely.
mantra all the time. Like if I'm going through it, then there's somebody else that can resonate with it as well. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for that. And I wanted to ask you something that I've been really focusing on preparing myself for this upcoming winter. And let me tell you something. I was looking at the news today and they was like, the first freeze is coming in like a week. And I was like, no, I don't want it. I'm seeing people with snow on the ground. Like, winter is not my season, y'all. Like, it is not. And I know that, just because the winter is coming, like we can't sleep, especially for business owners. This is prime time for us during the holidays. And so being wanting to still show up and be present in my business and in my family, just for myself, can be very challenging. And so I was curious to know, like, how do you maintain your healing process when it starts to get cold outside? Like, are you challenged in the wintertime like some people are, or how do you deal with it?
See, I think for me, I'm with you. I do not like cold. I'm a Wisconsin girl. I've been here all my life. All my life. All my life I had to fight through this weather. No, I'm playing, but
Oh man. And it snows
it's
up there,
so this
don't it?
weather, man. No, seriously, like I get it. Trust me, I literally told my husband, I said, look, I'm tired of the cold. I want to go somewhere where it don't get this cold. But the way the weather's starting to act up, I'm starting to be like, it's starting to get a little flaky everywhere, right? But
Yes.
for me, I think one of the things that I do during the winter time is I have to be careful not to, and I already started it, and some of my friends know, and I was like, oh, I gotta check this. I will start to almost lose track of time while I'm at work, because when you wake up it's dark, and then before you leave out it's dark, and
Yes.
it starts to all kind of blend together. And so I find myself almost like naturally just starting to stay late, even, or getting kind of like when the time changed, I felt like it threw me off. I was looking forward to it like giving me more energy, because I'm like, oh, I get to sleep longer. That did not happen. I'm still adjusting. I don't know if you can relate, if anybody can relate, but like I try to make sure that I use my time if I need to, like to take off of work, because in the past I would always just fight through like being sick or feeling like, oh, if I'm not on my deathbed, just show up. No,
Mm.
I'm starting to learn to take time. I also, for me, notebooks. I'm always, girl, like I got notebooks. I run out of journals because I write so much. So
Right.
for me, in order to stay, active in my healing, I have to always write. Prayer, of course, and
Mm.
worship. I'm a
Yeah.
worshiper at heart. I'm a praise and worship. I'm on the praise and worship team at my church. I'm into praise dance. Like I've always been into worship. That's like one of my weapons. That's one of my tools.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to make sure I constantly continue to just allow myself to examine, write, pray, keep worship, keep that worship on deck. And I try to, for me with the healing process, I feel like one of the things I will do is I start to try to talk more. And by
Mm.
that, what I
That's
mean
good.
is I'm so used to being like, I'm usually the strong one. Like a lot of people like will reach out to me and it's not an issue. But I have learned to allow myself to speak or to talk or to reach out when I need to.
Mm.
Um, and that is, friends. It's a lot of them on here that I probably, I don't do it often, but I'm becoming more and more intentional about saying, "Ooh, let me talk. Let
Yeah.
me talk. Let me tell." You know what I'm saying? Let me tell somebody.
That's
And
so
that
good.
helps me. That helps.
That's
What
so good.
about
I
you?
love how you said that you are a worshiper because I am too.
Ooh.
I love dancing. Obviously, you could tell because my TikToks are like 99.99% dances. But I love dancing like that. If I like have a favorite way to just exercise or get in shape or move, like I have to dance. And I really love dancing like in my private worship time because it just feels like so freeing to me. And guys, let me know what you guys do for the winter. Like what do you like to do to take care of yourselves in the winter time? Because I would love to get some more ideas. I like to hear people's perspectives on it.
Yep.
But I'm really big on journaling as well. Like I
Yep.
gotta keep sis has to keep a pen ready. I think I write more like when it gets cold than I
Yes.
do in any other season because you're in the house a lot. So, you got nothing but your thoughts for a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So I definitely enjoy writing. I keep a nice warm drink with me. Like a tea, mostly it's a tea. I love tea and
Yeah.
I like to drink the warm coffee. I drink iced coffee in the summertime, but I
Okay.
love warm coffee in the winter. And then definitely prayer too. I just feel like especially when you notice yourself starting to get anxious or just
Oh yeah.
feeling like just over it's just like an overwhelming sense. And I feel that sometimes and it's just like if you're at first I'll be like, man, what do I need to do? Like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this. And then I find myself like have my hand in a bunch of different places, but I'm not doing
Yeah.
anything effective. And so that's when
Mm.
I know it's when it's a signal for me. It's like, come on, come back, get grounded, get some clarity, just release whatever it is that's
Yeah.
going on so that you can go into the next day, or the next task with some focus. And I love how you mentioned too, taking that time off when you need to.
Yeah.
I came from retail. That was where I worked up until June, actually. Well, really
Okay.
March. I worked in retail for 5 years. And retail, if anybody else works in retail or has worked in retail, like this time of the year is like a no
Ooh.
when it comes to time off. Like you don't get time off. They
Yeah.
block out the days. Like you're not. No, definitely not. So you don't get to come up for air till January. And so I'm just used to like I'm used to just being so frustrated and down and just discouraged because
Mhm.
I can't do nothing else really. All my times are either like in the evenings or in the weekends. And so being between like trying to maintain a task and all that, it would be very difficult. And so even like when January came around, it's like I'm taking a vacation. I don't care
Yeah.
if I'm just going to sit in my house for 7 days. I'm taking a vacation because I just need to be able to take care of me, like take care of myself,
Yeah.
like it because it's just so difficult. And so those are the things that I love. And then the one of the things you said that really hit home for me as well is opening up your mouth and talking to people.
Yeah.
Oh, for my introverted people, y'all already know, like you might want to just be like, oh, I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna go back into myself. But you have to connect with people. You have to really put in the effort to, speak to somebody. And even if it's not talking about what's going on, just talking,
Right.
just doing something,
Yes.
having a fun conversation. Like, just, girl, did you watch that show? Or did you see that movie? And then just
Yes.
having a lot of fun with it and just kind of giving yourself a chance to just like do something that's not related to anything except having fun and
Right.
enjoying yourself and just laughing. Like
Right.
I know I love comedies, a good old comedy, stand up.
Look.
That
Yes.
is me.
Yes.
I'm so here for them putting up like Dave Chappelle and stuff. I love Dave
I
Chappelle. The Chappelle show
know.
is
Yes.
gonna be on repeat because I just
Right.
really enjoy just getting that release and just laughing and having fun. And I think that I'm just very grateful for God placing it on my heart to plan ahead of time. You already know the winter is gonna be here. That we can't stop that.
Right.
Sorry. Like
Right.
we live in a seasonal climate, so what are we going to do so that we can kind of mitigate those things that might come up when it starts to get
Uh-huh.
cold outside.
Yeah. I saw some in the comments. Somebody, I think Felice has said something about she likes to take warm salt baths or Epsom salt baths and play music and have her daily
Yes.
devotions. Um, that made me Yep, she said, Kelly said something about disconnecting. Yes, I will do that too. That's a part of my
Ooh,
self-care.
that is a
Like not
good one.
responding, not responding to like texts or to emails or to calls, inboxes, just kind of just like I'll get to it when I get to it. I just need a mental break. Something else
Hmm.
I do, y'all, that I just thought about because I see my like box. I keep a box of candles, right? So a couple years ago, I started paying attention to like Bath and Body Works, how they have their like huge candle sale, like in
Okay.
November or December. So I buy candles up and I'll buy them up. I will sew them as gifts, but I always make sure I have some candles ready to go into the winter time because I started
Mm.
getting into candles and like it's a certain scent that I feel like just really just calms me. Not the mint scent, the one that smell like a man. I like that saying because you know my man be around. But still, it's a certain scent, you know what I'm saying, that I feel like it's something about just lighting a warm, lighting a candle. And then
Yeah,
I also will still get pedicures. Although my feet aren't out, I will at least do it at least once a month. So I can be like,
that's
oh
good.
yes.
Yes. Have somebody going up your leg and just working out all the stuff in your calves. That's so good.
No,
She said
Brittany,
that she
you didn't
missed the
miss the
candle
candle
sale.
sale. You didn't. They did just have one, but it wasn't the 3 wick candle. It wasn't the 3 wick candle sale. The 3 wick candle sale is coming. It's coming, y'all. It's coming. I'm
All
gonna
right,
text
right.
you.
Don't freak out. We still got time. We still got time. We can stock up. That is so good. Yes, Bianca says a petty is a must. It is.
Yes.
Man, that is
Yeah.
such a good tip. Like making yourself look good even if nobody else is gonna see it. Or even if you're just
Yes.
gonna be the one to see it. That's so
Yeah.
good. Man, this was so much fun, y'all. Thank you so much, Sunny, for coming on and just bringing your light.
Girl.
This was so, it's just like so just, whew, I love it. I feel so like just relaxed and just content after this conversation. And even when we talked yesterday, I was like, man, she's fun. I like her. And then of course, I was stalking you. So I saw the Heal Girl Heal Summit and I was like, how did I miss this? But I'm sure that there's going to be another one that's going to be even bigger and even better. So I am excited about
Woo.
that. I am so excited about that. And I want you to just let everybody know once again for the people who are coming from my side, where they can find you and where they can get some of your merchandise and just find out more about you.
Okay. Well, again, my name is Sunny, the whole healing homie. My IG and Facebook socials are Heal Girl Heal, LLC on IG and on Twitter. And then on YouTube and Facebook, it's just Heal Girl Heal. If you want some of this merch, look, it's been flying off the man. This merch has been touching down across the world, y'all. I'm telling y'all, God's showing out with this. I'm not even. This is not a sales pitch at all. It's not. It's really not. It's really just God. It's a testimony that He's been blowing my mind already with it. But I got Heal merch at www.healgirlheal.com. If you get
Yes.
something, make sure you tag us. Spread the message. We have to heal. We have to honestly examine. We have to act, and we have to love. So, yes.
Yes,
So,
I
and
love it. I
you
can't wait to get the
yourself.
hoodie.
Share your stuff for people on my end because there's people from my page here too. So make sure you tell them how to reach
Yes.
out to you.
Okay, yes, it's Jada West is my handle is Jada West. And you can you can also find me on jadawest.com. I am really just serving you guys as much free content as I can because my goal is to make sure that I give you all the tools that you need to just be just to make your soul content. And I am coming out with a winter care plan. It's going to be launched this week. It's going to be free.
Woo,
Yes,
woo,
it's gonna be
woo,
free.
woo. Y'all better get it because she
Okay.
got a soul care journal out too. Y'all
Yes, the
support
soul
her.
care
I'm telling
journal. It's so many people have been reaching out to me and telling me how it's been a blessing, and that's crazy because it's been a blessing to me. Like I was like, I needed the journal. So I'm just really happy to
Yeah.
see it blessing so many people. You can get the PDF for free as well, just by clicking the link in my bio. And then letting me
Wow.
know how it's helping you and how I can serve you more. Be on the lookout for both of those things. And thank you guys so much for being so live and so awesome in this chat. I saw everybody's comment,
And
and I don't want you to think that I
me
didn't. I
too.
saw everybody's comment. Y'all have been so much fun. We have to do this
Yes,
again.
yes.
This was so much
I
fun.
know. We have to. We definitely have to do this again. Thank you so much for even just wanting to connect with me and invite me to your platform. Thank you for the whole IG takeover, girl. You was patient with me, girl, because I was that's not like me. I'm usually on point. So I was like, Lord, oh Jesus, I'm feeling a little remedial right now. But you looked out for your girl. You have my back. That's what we do. That's what we do. So but yeah, I appreciate it
Yes.
so much. And I am so excited to see what God continues to do with you and through you. And I can't wait to see how, some other things come into fruition that I'm looking forward to listening to at some point. And
Oh yes,
so,
I have it. I
yeah.
feel like I got so many different things in the works. I'm a That's coming up too. If y'all follow me, you'll see
Yeah.
it. It's gonna come up for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Thanks, Colleen. Thanks for everybody. Dee Marie, thank you for joining. I really appreciate the love and the support and just the engagement. It was fun. So
Yes.
love you all. Stay safe. Happy holidays.
Happy
So
holidays. Yes, they don't have to be stressful. I mean, they might be a little stressful, but we're gonna get through them. We're gonna get through them
yes,
successfully.
absolutely. Yep.
All
Okay.
right, you guys. Have an
All right.
awesome night. Have an awesome night, Sunny. Thank you so
You
much
too.
again.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay, bye-bye.